Sumera, did you see this news? Apple actually wants to get rid of the iconic fingerprint sensor and move all its products to face recognition. Of late, several phones actually have this feature of face recognition, right? I think that's because of customer safety. In the mutual fund industry, from a customer recognition perspective, there's something called the Know Your Customer, abbreviated as KYC. Even if somebody had actually done his KYC in the year 2000 or after 2012, there was a rule saying that an in-person verification is mandatory. So you'll have to redo your KYC so that the mutual fund company actually recognizes you, and an in-person verification helps and facilitates that.
That's right, Feroz. In fact, starting the 1st of January 2012, almost every category of investor has to comply with the KYC norms if they want to transact in mutual funds. So you will have to submit all of your details to your AMC or the asset management company. AMCs are required to formulate rules and implement a customer identification program in accordance. It's a one-time activity, and you can invest in any AMC once you're KYC compliant. You can invest in mutual funds only through KYC compliance. It can be done online and offline.
I noticed you mentioned most investors need a KYC, with an exception of a concept called micro systematic investment plan, which means that if an investor, all asset management companies put together, is investing only below 50,000 rupees in a financial year, he can exempt or she can exempt herself from a KYC documentation. Secondly, if you have lump sum investments, irrespective of size, even if it's a 5,000 rupee investment, you are mandated to actually take up this process of documentation of KYC. The mutual fund investor needs to get compliant, KYC compliant, with any of these following agencies: CVL, NSC, NSDL, CAMS or KAVI. A KYC form needs to be downloaded. Details need to be filled out as instructed. Once your self-attested copies are submitted, you would need to carry originals like proof of identity such as passport, Aadhaar, voter's ID or driver's license, proof of address, third, PAN card, and passport size photograph for in-person verification.
And it's also important to remember that you don't have to pay any sort of fees for registering your KYC. Another interesting aspect to remember is that if you're looking to do Aadhaar-based KYC, then that will make you eligible only for an investment up to 50,000 rupees. And you'll want to know that a lot of the AMCs also allow you to do your in-person verification via video conferencing facilities. Well, that's some convenience, isn't it? But you know what always happens is that complying with the original norms is not as difficult as if you want to make changes in it.
Love your practicality. Changes are going to be a part of life, and if you have status change, if you have a name change, address change, or even if you have a signature change, you will have to download a specific form, submit it at the KYC center, quote your PAN number and give the proof of the change. And it takes about 10 working days for that change to reflect in your KYC.
And you know, Feroz, this is actually very pertinent because I don't think we've even touched the tip of the iceberg as far as getting the KYC done for everybody in the country, right?
Yes, I think we have 138 odd crore population, and we might not have more than 2 crores unique investors. So we will be doing 5 times more the KYCs in the next 10 years than in the past 10 years. So I think it is a pertinent topic, and all these new investors need to be told about KYC compliance.
All right, so if you haven't done your KYC yet, we hope you'll do it today. So when we have bulls and bears, the stock market can't be far behind, right?
The name bull market actually is derived out of the way the bull attacks its opponent, uses its horns and throws the opponent right up in the air. Just like how the stock market moves the prices of all the stocks right up in the air.